Okay, we've got 8 of our rods here prepped and ready to hone. What we've done is we've sanded this side on a flat surface, flat machine surface with 320 grit paper. I don't like to take any more material off here than I have to. I just try to get it real nice and smooth. Then we've taken a flapper wheel. Can you see that? We've knocked off any burrs that could be in the small end. We don't want the pins sticking when we put the pistons on the rods. We also re-chamfer this chamfer with a cone. We just don't want any rough edges here or anything that could possibly make metal. So now we're gonna set the machine up to hone them, and we'll demonstrate how that's done. Okay, I'm gonna set the machine up for honing rods. We previously had it set up to check the pin dimensions. So this is how I set it up, at least. Okay, I always check the pin, make sure it's in the correct position with this ring. Okay, now I'm going to adjust the pin to make sure that everything's centered up exactly correct. I think that's about it right there. So what we're trying to do is get this pin centered in relationship to these pins. Now I'm going to set the gauge. And the spec on this is 2.3247. That's the low side of the spec, so that's what we're going to set it to. You getting that, Tommy? Okay, so we got to adjust it a little bit here. Yeah. This thing's kind of touchy. You have to have some patience setting this thing up, get it right on the money. We have it there. Okay, the first thing we'll do is we'll check all our rods and put them in pairs. Okay, it's like a 4.5. There's a 3-2, 3-3, 2. Okay. This one matches this one, I believe. Yeah. These two go together. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out if this has any taper in it. And it does. So this rod's tighter from here to here than it is over to on this side. So this rod's going to go just like this. And we're going to check this one for taper. This one doesn't have any taper. So we're going to put it on there like that. Got our hone oil shooting there. So we'll start honing. Now I'm going to do 5 strokes. don't like the way the stone feels. So we're going to take our truing rods and we're going to straighten the stone. That feels good. Turn the Hono wheel back on. Okay, we're going to take these rods and turn them. We're going to reposition them in this position. Hone 5 strokes. Okay, we're going to take the outside rod, turn it over like this, bring this rod in here in that position. We're going to hone it 5 strokes. I can feel it starting to come in. It's starting to feel pretty good the way it's honing. Okay, we're looking pretty good there. Now we're going to switch positions. We're going to hone 5 more strokes. We're going to flip this one in this position. Go like this. This is always working this stone in this mandrel, keeping it straight and true. Yeah, it's starting to hone really good. Okay, so we're half a tenth, we're half a thousandth from where we need to be. Same with this one. So they're honing even. We're going to flip it. We're right on size right there. And we've got about a half a tenth of taper, which is fine. I don't like to see more than a tenth of taper. Yeah, right on size. This one's perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to let those are going to cool off. So here's a 2.6. 1.5. And then we had another looking for the one is 4.5. That's roughly it right there. Okay, so now we're going to check the taper. Definitely more taper here. So this rod is going to go in this position. We want the taper to the inside of the stone. Okay, there's more taper on it, so this is going to go in this position. So the taper, these are both tapered in like this. You can tell that they're real weird feeling. So we're going to back off on the pressure till we get it to come in. It's starting to come in now. Change positions after 5 strokes. See what we got here. We don't have taper anymore, so that's good. Same here, no taper. So we've got the taper out of the rods. It's really important that the taper goes like this when you start honing the rods. they're really starting to come in now. I can feel them. They feel really good. Oh yeah, they're coming in really nice. Zero taper. Okay. Zero taper. You can really feel when they're coming in. Rod, the easiest part of doing these rods is the honing once everything's set up. That one's right on size. That one's perfect too. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to run them 2/10 over the low. So we might as well take them out to 2/10 over right now. We're going to cool down, we're going to tighten up, and we're going to have to go back and touch them up. Well, that thing's honing perfect. Another thing, on my shoes, I like to use these silver shoes instead of the bronze shoes. These hone better. They wear faster, but they hone better. Get in there, Tommy. We're about 2.5 over the low, which is a good place to stop. We'll come back and retouch them. These two need to go back on there. We'll bring them out to 2/10 over the low. Don't have taper, it really doesn't matter which direction they go. When they have taper, it definitely matters. Okay, we're 2/10 over the low on these two. You getting that? Okay, so this one's 3.5. This one's 3. Chances are that's going to be a pair. 2/6. Yeah. These two will be a pair. This one was measuring a little bigger than that one, so we're going to bring this one down by itself. See how true that stone is? That means we overshot it, of course. Now we got to bring this one down to meet it. Okay, I think we have a good pair right there that are starting off the same size. So now we're going to check them for taper. Really not no taper there. There is a little bit, but not enough to cause any harm. Okay. They're starting to come in. I can feel them coming in. There's a 10th taper. We're going to shut the hone oil off. There we go. Okay, we're right on size on that. Right on size on that one, and there's no taper. We're going to bring these with 2/10 over the low. Okay, we've got another 10th to go. Same with this one. That one's got a hair of taper. We're going to turn this off again. This one's running about a 1/2 of taper, which I can live with that. This one's perfect. Okay, so now we're down to our last two. It's really important that we leave the stone, the mandrel, perfect after we do these, because we're going to have to go in there and touch each one of those rods up. We want the mandrel perfect. We want it as true as possible. Okay, that's 3/2. That's 3. Well, there are 3. So now we've got a matched pair here. It's starting out even. I'm going to check this one for taper. No taper to speak of. What I'm doing there is checking for taper. Yeah, I'm not liking the way these feel. They're off a little bit. So we're going to turn the hone oil off and try to through the stone again. Felt like it started coming in there. Starting to feel good. Yeah. Perfect. Like I said, it's really important that we leave this stone perfectly true so we can touch up all the rest of these rods. They will shrink. Perfect. Okay, we got them all sized at 2/10 over the low. Now, what we'll do is wait for those to cool off. But you can see what we have here. We have a rod that's fully prepped, and we'll final balance it, and we'll deburr some of this stuff. And we're going to turn these things 7,000 plus RPM, and I'm not going to worry about it. But this is a nice rod. Here's our finished rod. We've got to finish balancing it. It'll be real close because we preliminary balanced it. We'll chamfer these edges, and let's weigh this rod. Rod started out as 836 grams, now it's down to 804. So what is that, 32 grams? We've taken 32 grams out of each rod, and a good majority of that weight is up here where the piston is. It's all about trying to take the weight out. This is going to help the longevity of our cast crank in conjunction with how we're going to balance this motor. And that's something you'd want to see. It's not simple, it's not an easy process, but we'll show you how we do it.